Hi, welcome to Legal Insights with Solape Adesuyi. Today I want to share a very important subject with you, and oftentimes a number of people are thinking, why do I need to write a will? Why do I need to plan for what happens after my demise? So today we're discussing the subject of estate planning. For every individual, it's important to plan out what happens after your demise. And so estate planning is a tool that is used to manage what happens to the assets of an individual in the case of incapacity or death. Another main purpose for it is to ensure that you can manage the administration and distribution of assets, as well as reduce probate fees that are attached to the assets. And so one would say for estate planning, the important thing to consider is to begin to look at subjects such as what are the kind of assets that each individual owns, because the kind of asset determines the strategy that will be adopted. Another thing you want to consider is what's the aim, what's the purpose, what's in your mind as an owner of an estate. And when I use the word estate here, I mean property, assets of any kind, both tangible and intangible. Landed property, shares, investments of any kind, and even personal assets that belongs to individuals. So the point will be, what's the purpose? There are people who are interested in transferring their assets to their family, their children, siblings, people related to them. Other people are interested in transferring their assets to non-family members. So you're looking at doing some public good, creating a foundation, doing something that would go beyond your family perpetuation or perpetuation of wealth within your family. And so the point will be, what's the purpose? Because the purpose also determines what should be done or how this estate can be planned. Another thing you want to consider, what's the age of the estate owner? If the estate owner is young, then you want to begin to look at strategies that gives the estate owner the capacity to influence how the asset is managed whilst it's still alive, while also catering for what happens in event of his incapacity or his death. Someone can be alive and will still require help in managing his assets if there are any kind of eventualities that have resulted in his incapacity to do so. Again, you want to consider what is the nature of the assets as well as the cost implication. Some people do not want to think of writing a will because they think the cost of writing a will is high. Others are thinking, what will it cost me to set up a public trust or a private trust? What will be the cost of it? An estate owner must begin to consider any of these factors. You want to consider what's your purpose, what's your goal, what's your objective. You want to consider what's the cost implication. You want to consider the nature of the asset in question. And then you also want to consider the age or the educational background of the estate owner, because an estate owner that is not particularly educated, there will be concerns as to his understanding of what is happening and what will be happening after his death. And most often, they would want to align more to traditional approaches. So basically, I've given you an overview to say that estate planning is a tool that you use to manage your assets in case of incapacity or death. I look forward to sharing better with you on our next episode. Thank you.